Hey, everybody, and happy Tuesday. I hope you had a terrific week, are having a great week. And today I want to talk about plateaus. Now, I've been on live before talking about it, but I feel like it's a subject that we can readdress because it happens a lot, and then people are sabotaging their results. Dare I say, for no good reason. So, we're going to dive into this, unpack it. We're going to talk about what is a plateau, what you should base it on, and then how to get past it if you indeed hit a plateau. So, first of all, the plateau is the feeling as though you're not making progress. The biggest issue, and a lot of my team members, I don't know if it's the time of year, but a lot of the team members are hitting this right now, where first of all, you establish a plateau too quickly and it's based primarily on the scale. And that can be completely inaccurate and can cause you to sabotage your entire plan. And I want to talk about how to get past that and why it's not productive to do that. All right. Um, First of all, let's look at the reasons why the scale is not the whole story. And it can give you numbers that are slightly inaccurate, like it's not an exact science. Improper calibration, like if you get on one scale and another, quite likely you'll have a different weight. And as the scale gets older, they tend to be less accurate. Environmental conditions, so humidity, even barometric pressure, can affect the number on the scale. Guys, true story, I weigh about 2 pounds less in Arizona. I really don't, but the scale tells me I do. Surface issues. So your scale needs to be on a good solid floor. If it's like wooden or there's gaps or whatever, that can affect the number. Um, Dirt and debris, again, as your scale gets older, particularly the electronic ones, that can affect the reading. The way you load the scale. So if you stand on it in a different spot, you will get a different reading. The time of day. If you've eaten or no bowel movement, you'll get a different reading. Of course, water retention, I think we're all aware. Like if you've eaten more salt the day before, more processed foods the day before, which is going to cause inflammation, that will show up on the scale. It isn't there as body fat. Water retention. Stress, cortisol causes inflammation, which will affect the scale, or even your cycle. Again, hormonal changes affects that number. And then clothing. If you're wearing different clothing, baggy jeans, heavy track pants, of course that's going to affect the scale. Now typically I think we get on first thing in the morning, but again, there's many reasons why the scale is inaccurate. And then consider how much power are you giving to the instrument or the tool that's sitting on the bathroom floor. And then what happens? The number doesn't be the number you want it to be, and then you get the case of the efforts, which leads sometimes to self-sabotage. And it just breaks my heart because you could be making a whole lot of progress, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But first, I want you to ask yourself and have a really honest conversation with yourself and ask, are you throwing in the towel because it's easier? Right? You can blame the scale, blame the process. Then you get back to old habits and do what you really want to do, not what you should be doing. And as I was writing out my notes for this chat, it crossed my mind, this is going back a couple years, and this was so poignant for me. So again, I always compare the weight loss journey to my pickleball because I get performance anxiety, I beat myself up, whatever. So I'm on the court and I'm getting frustrated with myself. Oh, that was such a bad shot. I'm not going to get this. Whatever I said, I forget exactly the words. And my very dear friend said, Janet, you're a good player. It's much easier to stand there and give excuses and blame than it is to show up with a strong mindset. I got this. I can do this. And from that moment, she made such an impact on me. And it actually did change. That mind shift changed my game 100%. So that's why I'd like you to ask yourself, when you're going to throw up, when you're going to throw in the towel and just get the case of the efforts, Is that really improving your life? Instead, I would like you to evaluate how far you've come, right? And this is called focusing on the gain instead of the gap. So instead of focusing on what you don't have and where you're not, you focus on how far you've come. Are you getting stronger? Are your waist and hips down? And I'll tell you what, guys, that's even more important. Okay, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, I'm going to park that for a second. How far you've come. Are you feeling better? Are you sleeping better? Are you making better choices? You need to understand that 1 week of a plateau is completely normal. Now, all you perfectionists out there, as I am a recovering perfectionist, you want a linear path, down, down, down. That isn't how it's going to go. It's going to go like that. In fact, you should, and I think I've said this to all my team members, you should expect a plateau. You should expect to stick. If you're making progress at some point, it's going to stick. But here's the thing, really common to stick for 1 week. That's not a plateau. 2 weeks, okay, then we got to change your plan. We're going to jump into that in a second. Oh, I did want to mention too, I had a client. She was also seeing the naturopath doctor I work with, and the scale wasn't changing, but she was shrinking, right? Her hips and waist were going down, but the scale stayed the same. And the naturopath told her the scale won't always reflect the changes in your body, particularly as we age, which was very interesting. Now, the naturopath couldn't explain why. It's just something, a phenomenon. That loss is not fair. Am I right, people? Anyways, you could be shrinking. So when you take your weight, take your waist and your hips. Expect the plateau. It's all fine. And if the scale even went up, but your waist and hips are smaller, then you're smaller. You've put on muscle. That's a good thing. And don't come to me complaining of a plateau if you haven't measured your waist and your hips, because you don't know it's a plateau. The end. I sound a little bitchy today, don't I? I don't mean to. It gets my knickers in a knot because we throw away all of our efforts. And then if you do derail for a week or a few days, then you're back at square one, and it just breaks my heart, you guys. We can't do that anymore. I feel like we have to look at it logically. Okay. So don't give too much power to the scale. Make sure it's body fat. Focus more on body fat. What's your waist and hips doing? Focus on those non-scale victories, like feeling stronger, making better choices. Like all that will keep you going the distance. And ask yourself, again, have a really honest conversation with yourself. What would serve you more? Okay. There is an art to maintaining your current level of fitness. And once you get to goal, we need to talk about that art. So maintaining is a little bit different than losing, but you need that skill as well. Okay. So once you have established you are indeed in a plateau, which will happen, right? Like think of if say deadlift. So you go to the gym and you're deadlifting 65 pounds. And you do that and it feels really hard, right? Like, oh my God. And the next time in, it's a little easier. And the next time, body's like, damn, like I could do this, no problem, because your body has changed. So what do you have to do? You have to add weight in that case, right? Because it's got too easy, the body has adapted. If you could go to the gym and lift 65 pounds for 3 years, maintenance, like nothing's going to change. Same with your health and fitness journey, okay? So if indeed you've hit a plateau, that's 2 weeks, no change in weight, no change in strength, no change in hips and girth, then we need to do something. And your coach will do that. Easy peasy. It could be a number of things, right? We have to talk through, what would serve you best, what to try. But we can change your nutrition. Like maybe you need less calories. Think, if you started out at 200 pounds and now you're 180 or 160, you don't need as many calories. So we got to change that. Could be macros, right? Sometimes we play with the macros. You could need a little break. Sometimes a pause resets the body. Could be your workouts. Like I said, with the deadlifts, maybe you need to add, you can change a whole lot of things. You can add cardio. You can change weight. You can change tempo. You can change reps. You can change a whole bunch of things. You have to stress the body to make it adapt to the changes. But it's all workable. The biggest problem is when we get that quesadilla fit. And you know what? I do it too. I have to be honest, like pickleball again. Every 6 months, I'll say, I leave the court thinking, I am just going to go take piano lessons again because I cannot get this figured out. But just when you're about to hit that wall, I find that's where the breakthrough is every time. Same with your fitness health journey. So don't give up on yourself. Don't derail. Take a little break if you need to, one cheat meal a week, and then get back on, back to what you're doing, and keep moving forward. Okay, let me know if you got any questions. Didn't mean to be too bitchy today, but kind of fit the mood, I guess. You guys have a great week, and I will see you soon.